Hi, Irina here, and we are ready to go through the third stage of our change process. And in the sequence of ready, set, go, we covered the ready, the preparation, the set, goal setting, and the core motivating factor. And now in the third stage, we are going to cover the goal. And that has a lot to do with motivation. And it's actually very interesting that the first thing we do in the goal has nothing to do with practical action, or very little to do with practical action, is a goal inside of us. And I find that this is really so important for everybody, and this is something that if you happen to do at the beginning and you really cover it very well for yourself, it is going to serve you all throughout the process. Because what happens along the way, everybody knows we are going to stumble, we are going to feel tempted to give up, we are going to encounter challenges, and we are going to have moments of doubt about our abilities. We are going to doubt the goal that we chose, and many other components of what's going on. And it's normal. We just need to know from the beginning that that is going to happen. And if that is going to happen, and I know that is going to happen, what can I do now so that when I reach that moment, I know exactly how to go through it and be successful? And because all those temptations of giving up and all those doubts, they do have a mental component, but basically what they are feelings that we have about ourselves or about something else outside of ourselves. They are feelings. They can be debated about if you want in your mind, but that is not going to fix anything, because the mind and the heart, they do work together, but you cannot fix one with the other. It has to be on the same frequency. It has to be on the same page. If my doubt is in my heart, I would need to address it with something that appeals to my emotions, and I can actually reach into my heart and counter that doubt in there. My mind is going to think rationally what to do, but I'm still going to feel the doubt. So I'm going to give you a trick, very useful, very simple as well. It will be easier for some than the others, but just as useful for everybody. So I call this anchors. So what we do, we are going to anchor our motivation with our five senses. And let's start with this. I would start with a smell. Okay, so pick something that you really like, and you can smell that you like. So it could be candles, it could be a perfume, could be essential oils, fruits that you like the smell of. Could be anything that for you has meaning. And every time you smell that, you are going to think of what you want to do, what you're about to start doing, or this is the first step of what you are doing. And you are going to purposely bring up that smell in your environment so that you can have as much contact with it as possible, so that is going to always bring you back to what you mean to do. For the taste, depending on what you want to do, could be a tea. This is a good flavor. It's something that goes, it's calorie free, goes well with the taste component, and it's easy to have handy wherever you go, or at home, at work. You can have it handy. You can purposely take it with you, and whenever you want to drink, you have your own tea. You are going to again connect that feeling that is giving you with the goal, the big vision, and the motivation that you want to build to reach your goal. for the touch, try to find a happy touch. It's something that really is pleasurable, like something that you really like to touch. Would be an object that you can, it could be a small object that you always keep with you. Could be, many people in my practice chose this, it's the skin of their own baby. Baby could be 20, but it's still a baby, right? Or your own body. If you want to find your wrist, you can touch it. Every time you touch it, you just think that, you know what, I'm actually doing something and I'm on my own path. I have this goal and I'm building my motivation. Brings you back to what you want to do. Image. You can take, for the visual component of your motivation, you can take a picture. Let's say you want to, a very popular one, you want to lose weight. Take a picture of when you were the weight you want to reach again and put it somewhere where you can see it. Or if you want to go to a special place, take a picture of that special place, make it a wallpaper or make it a screensaver, or just print it out and have it in your house and have it in more than one place. Build that motivation with you. Bring those elements in your environment so that you can see them. You get to activate your senses and link your senses to those anchors and to the motivation, to the goal that you really want to reach at the end of this path. So the whole process is going to be finding physical elements in your environment and through your mind consciously link them to the feeling that they cause, to the feeling that they trigger, to the feeling that makes you feel good, and it's brought by these anchors in your environment. What is this going to do? First of all, if keeps on coming back because you see it, you smell it, you feel it, it's everywhere, it is going to keep you accountable. If it's going to always remind you that you decided in your own terms that this is your path and this is something that you want to do within that time frame. So it's accountability. It's not going to let you go back to default to your previous habit, and it's going to keep bringing you back to what you want to do, to remind you that you are doing this for yourself and you are doing it now. I forgot to tell you about the songs. This is a very easy one. Everybody has phones. You can always link your favorite song. You can put it on your phone, the special ring. You can play it in your car whenever you travel, going to work. It's always good to have that song coming back and remind you that you are doing this good thing for yourself. And what it does is, again, we default to whatever we used to do. But when we want to make changes, we want to make it easy on us. It's very hard to keep on thinking consciously of what to do next, because we know it's 5% of what we're doing that's coming from a conscious decision. 95% is it's automatic. It's the subconscious mind. So then every time I see those anchors around me, and every time they remind me of the change and what I want to create in my life, they are going to interrupt the default pattern. So it's a pattern interrupt. This is the second thing that I actually do for you. And when you have the automatic program going, and I see this is going to disrupt the pattern. I see the other one, it disrupts. I smell this, it disrupts, because always brings me back to the other outcome that I want to get, not the one that I keep on getting, going by the default program. So the more often I disrupt this pattern, the weaker it gets, and the more it's leaving me room to build something new instead. And it's also something else that's going to create for you every time you get to feel it again, because you use your senses to get in touch with that vision of yours. It's going to give you this surge of positive energy. And this is not only a pleasure to always know that you're doing something good, and you are actually doing it. Every time you see them without, taking any action, you know that you're on the right path. It is going to give you that, infusion of life. It's going to make you feel good about yourself because you are doing it. And you are doing it for yourself. It's a big deal, actually, that you get to do things for yourself. And it's not like you set time aside, now I'm going to, for 1 hour, do this for myself. You are doing it at the same time with your regular life, and you get that positive energy, that extra energy. You can use it for so many things. It's going to keep you motivated. It's going to keep you on the right track with a clear mind. You're going to make the right decisions, and that feels very good. That feels very good. Now going back to that idea that we all know we are going to get to a point where we're gonna feel it's hard to go through this process to the end. I would like to make sure that when that happens, not only that we have our anchors and we built that energy to help us go ahead, we also have something else to hold on to. If you are to look back at your life and find another critical situation, something that was really serious, and you've been through it, obviously you're here, you're now in good shape, trying to set up new goals and do new things and initiate new changes in your life. If you are to go back to that, think of what was actually one good element of support. Was it a person? Was it a habit? Was it a hobby? What was it that actually helped you to go through? And analyze, go back again and see, how did that help me? What kind of need did that address? What kind of support did I actually need? What kind of ground did that cover for me? And how did that support me to go through that critical point? See what similar support you can find now, prepare and have it handy. Know that this is the go-to person, or the go-to activity that is going to pull you through and is going to help you get over that moment. When challenges show up, you will know you have tools to help you go through everything. That first is going to make the challenge look a lot smaller because now you know you can cope, and then they're going to have practical value because obviously they can play the trick again, and they can help you once again the way they did it in the past, and you can be confident they can do it because they did it before. So I hope that too is going to add up to your self-aid kit. Is going to come handed to you, and it's going to be fun, because it is always fun to work with what we have, with what nature gave us. It's fun to engage with our senses, and I hope you are going to come successful to the other end of your planning. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in my class.